This is my audience. This is my informative speech for Communications 101. Carl Rogers said, "The curious paradox is that when I accept myself just as I am, then I can change." In 2009, 11 million people were diagnosed with serious mental illness. My name is Audrey Watkins, and I'm a senior at Liberty University, and I'm a psychology major. I have also suffered from major depression and anxiety for most of my life. My goal is to become a licensed professional counselor, also referred to as an LPC, and in order to help others in their struggles with mental illness. Today I want to talk to you about the education requirements for an LPC, along with the job description, what mental illness is, and how an LPC promotes the values of God. The educational requirements that you have to have for an LPC is that you would have to have a master's or a doctorate in counseling, along with 2 years postmaster's clinical experience. LPCs diagnose and treat people with emotional, mental, and addictive disorders. They also teach techniques that enable people to live more fulfilled lives, as well as counseling individuals, couples, families, groups, and organizations. What is mental illness? Mental illness is defined by the National Alliance for Mental Illness as a medical condition that disrupts a person's thinking, feeling, mood, ability to relate to others, and daily functioning. And it can also cause a reduction in ability for managing everyday life. Mental illness is as much a medical condition as diabetes or heart disease. Serious mental illnesses include major depression, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, panic disorder, just to name a few. The effects of mental illness include, but are not limited to, job loss, discontinued education, violent tendencies, disruptive behavior, and even suicide, along with drug and alcohol abuse. This profession promotes God's values. The Bible says that we are to renew our minds. In Romans, he says, "Renew your mind so that you may know what is the good and acceptable and perfect will of God." And in Jeremiah, he says, "I know the plans that I have for you, to give you a hope and a future." He is the hope for the hopeless. And that's what I want to convey to people, is that not only can you use psychological techniques to help you in your daily life, but you can also use biblical techniques. And that he is the light in the darkness. In Proverbs, he talks about wisdom, that we are to seek wisdom in everything that we do. That in all our getting, get understanding. That wise men seek counsel. I believe that God and his values are very much promoted by the profession of licensed professional counselor. The Bible also says that we should do everything that we do for the glory of God. And that's what I intend to do. He says that we are in body and that each one of us has a function. And LPCs help people in their daily lives to function as God would have them to function. In conclusion, I hope that you've been able to learn a few things about a licensed professional counselor as well as mental illness, and that you can see how God is promoted through this profession. Thank you for listening to my speech.